Welcome back, friends. My name is Ross, and I help people rewrite their stories. And today I want to talk about one of the easiest ways you can rewrite your story, and that is through owning your shit. What do I mean by owning your shit? I mean making an inventory, making a list of every time that, whether it's been conscious or unconscious, knowingly or unknowingly, that you've harmed someone, either yourself or someone else, and own it. Admit that it happened, and then start the process of making amends. And I wish I could say that making amends toward others is easier than making amends toward yourself, or vice versa, but it really is based on each individual specific instance. This isn't going to be fun. It will require you separating from the victim mentality you've likely held on to for a long time. And it's going to be uncomfortable, but growth happens in discomfort. That's why they call it growing pains. Think of all the pain and agony a caterpillar goes through when it's in its cocoon, right before it bursts into this beautiful butterfly. Owning your shit and admitting to your past faults is kind of like encasing yourself in a cocoon of your own shit, to make a really nasty metaphor. Simile? Metaphor. We'll figure it out later. And through doing that is a way to transform. Admit that what you've done has been harmful to either yourself or others, and then go about making amends. Some people will accept your apologies, and that's great. Others won't, and that's okay too. When you've harmed someone, there's no obligation on the part of the harmed party to accept your apology. Just know that you've taken a very important step by even working toward making amends in that arena. And with regards to owning your own shit, the stuff that you've done to yourself that has harmed you, remember, be kind. I'm always saying that, to be kind to yourself. Look at those parts and accept it with love and compassion, because only through love can those less than desirable parts be transformed. When you look at those parts of you with love, then you'll see them as what they really are. Old, faulty programming that did serve you up until this point, but that no longer serves you. And you can integrate it with yourself and take that next step into being more fully who you want to be. For a long time, I felt a lot of shame and regret and guilt for a DUI I got in 2012. And that's how I got this lovely mark. And I crashed a car that wasn't even mine, and I put someone else in danger, and I did a lot of property damage, and I felt a lot of shame for that, and I felt a lot of regret for that, and I felt guilty that I had put someone who I really care about in harm's way. And for a long time, I just hid behind that shame and guilt and regret. As I've been on this spiritual awakening, I've had to take an inventory of everything I've done and every unpleasant feeling that I've had. And one of those instances was this DUI and all the shame and guilt associated with it. And somewhere along the line, I realized that those feelings weren't serving me, and they came from a place of fear and a place of lack, and they weren't based in love. So I've been looking at them and accepting them, accepting that it happened, accepting that it was something in my past, and I've obviously learned from the lesson of it, but I don't need to carry the shame and guilt and regret with me any longer. It happened, and any of those feelings are only associated with the memory of that instance. I was only suffering from the stories I was telling myself about that experience. And once I started the process of accepting that, of offering love to those parts that I had pushed away and buried, then something started to transform in me, and those parts were seen in a new light, and I was able to grow and move on. And I'm not saying that it will be easy for all of the things you've done, and it might require coming back to it time and time again, but if you keep at the process and you believe it will work, then I know it will, because it's worked for me. And if I can overcome something like that, something that I felt such soul crushing shame and guilt and regret for, and transcended, then I know you can too. And that is my hope for you, that whatever it is in your past that is keeping you from becoming the real you, the true you, that inner you that we talk about, I hope that you can make peace with it and move on from it. Accept those parts, integrate them with your whole, and then move on. That's all I have today. I wanted to keep this a little bit quicker. I might have started rambling there, but as you can tell, my voice isn't as pristine as it often is. So I wanted to keep this brief, and I wanted to offer you that. Make an inventory of all the harm you've caused both to yourself and to others, and then start working your way through it, making amends. And the people might not always accept your apology, but the fact that you're working toward it, that you've even accepted it as a thing that happened, means that you're on the right path, and that you are growing, and that you are in the process of rewriting the story of your life. With that, my friends, I want to wish you a day filled with peace, happiness, and loving kindness. And until next time, remember, especially when you're working on these difficult aspects of your past, remember, be kind, be well, and be yourself. We'll talk soon.